too, Coach.
Yeah.
It does. Do you just look clearer and yeah?
He's known to be prickly.
It's the same internet as yesterday.
Weird. Makes no sense.
To get in the
I have no
huddle
idea.
with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Thursday and the Yankees on the brink of elimination. What else? I mean, what else is there? They shit the bed last night. Plain and simple.
Yeah. But if they win tonight, you got Cole going tomorrow, so it's not over.
Right. It's not. I mean, it's not over. They got to pitch tonight. I mean, it's do or die, and it's somewhere.
Captain, you're right.
Shouldn't be.
Captain looks like a vegetable over there. Like,
yeah, right.
I was trying my freeze mode, man. Because,
I thought I was like Captain having a stroke on air, like fucking Paul did or whatever his name was. I was like, what the fuck's going on? But to call 911.
I was trying the freeze mode because because you were saying how Coach's internet was good. I was trying to throw everybody a curveball.
Yeah,
and then but the camera still did this shit, or it would have worked.
Yeah.
But
Now, Captain, real quick, I don't want to go too big, but because I had something I wanted to talk about with the Titans. Did they say what the draft pick compensation the Raiders lost was, or just the draft pick?
Oh yeah, and I got to explain this one too.
Yeah, I know, I saw it too.
When Chris said that they were going to lose a draft pick, that was the story from Monday. So
Right.
I haven't seen an update on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still the conjecture.
Right. Because the Titans are in a lot of trouble because now it's been basically proven they held a practice, I think, after somebody tested positive for COVID. Don't be surprised if I think they may have to forfeit a game. Or if they miss games, they may say, look, you held a practice after you knew that somebody tested positive COVID. Now you have an outbreak. There's a linebackers coach that it started with. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they say, look, we're not going to accommodate the schedule to you. You're gonna forfeit games.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that it was my understanding that that's the reason they expanded the practice squad. So when guys got COVID, they can use these guys from the practice squad. That's why you have an extra 15 guys on your roster. It's you're supposed to be treating it like an injury.
But I think they weren't supposed to practice, and they had like a
no. I understand. Yeah. I understand all of that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, when Cam, he's on the injured list. You got to move on, and I think it's the same with the Titans. Field a team and move on with your day.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I don't know.
They didn't really expand the practice squad. I think they doubled it because I think there was like normally 7 players on the practice squad, and I think now it's 15. So basically, they just doubled the practice squad. So, yeah, expansion, sure, but it's not like they tripled it. That would have been, in my estimation, if you're gonna talk COVID, I would have went from 7 to like 20.
Right.
And that's what I would have done. I would have not just doubled it. I would have tripled it. And they didn't do that. So now because the reason why I say that is because if you say you have like 20 guys that are out that are sick, and that's about what it's looking like right now with the Titans, then you can say, well, and depending upon how you have them spaced out in your practice squad, then in theory, if you have enough gaps figured out on your practice squad, then you can hold a next man up thing and field a possible team that is at least NFL worthy. I mean, yeah, you're gonna go into it.
I just think it's better than a forfeit.
Yeah, no, it is. But the thing is, too, every game's so much more important in the NFL. Look at baseball. They just had 60 games. Football only has 16 games. And if it's a division game or, one of those games that you're fighting in, like Steelers Titans, they're 2 playoff teams who at the end of the year might be jockeying for a playoff position. It's an important game. It's an important game. It's only 1 of 16.
Could be one of the games that you see at the end of the year where they're going to play next week in the playoffs.
Yeah. Now, Captain, do you want to explain to him about Angela?
Yeah,
I didn't hear it. So I guess it was you said something when I was off air yesterday.
exactly. Coach, when you and I were talking when Nick was gone, we were talking about, how I was actually it was good that the A's had come back and taken that game. And he said, yeah, I'm glad, because I didn't want to see my those Astros get a larger rest period before they faced my Yankees. And I told Angela that, and she went high and right. High and right.
Look,
Because wait a
Go
second. It said, because not only was it rude to dismiss her A's, it was rude to me to arbitrarily throw the Yankees in there after, the Yankees are going to win. And again, I'm not arbitrarily putting my Rays in there anyway. They still got to win 2 more games.
Yeah.
Look,
or one more game, and they got to,
But here's what it is: the history with the Yankees and the Astros, with the whole cheating thing, and since they didn't get to play it all during the regular season, that's the matchup I want to see. I want to see the Yankees plunk 15, the whole bench. I want to see that. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. I get it. That's why one thing, and Angela's not going to like this, but I think right now it's great value. I just got a feeling it's going to be Dodgers-Astros World Series. I think the Dodgers are going to beat the Astros in the World Series. I really do. I mean, we already know. I already said Dodgers to win it all back, a while ago to take it. I think it was like 3-1 or 3.5-1. I bet it personally. I just think the Dodgers are the best team. And look, great game last night for the Dodgers. They have a problem at closer, though. And you're not your boy, but I'll tell you, man, Roberts really can be a bad manager sometimes. Last night, he lets Jansen go in, who's really struggled this year, and they have a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 9th. Jansen puts 2 on. He should have hooked them. He let them give up 2 runs. Right. Joe Kelly comes on, loads the bases. They're a single away from taking the lead. I mean, that could have changed the whole course of the series if the Padres win. So
Hosmer's at a 3-2 count, too.
Yeah. They escaped that game, and I thought Dave Roberts, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, Jansen struggled. It's well known, and now I think he's lost a closer role, and I would just, I wouldn't give it to him. They got a guy who throws some heat at 100. I would go to him. And then could you put up what Brian Ellis said, Brian Boo Ellis? Because I think that's going to be interesting tonight. You got Foles versus Brady, rematch of the old Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl, and with the memory that Brady has, I don't know how, Godwin's out tonight, Mike Evans might be out, but Brady doesn't forget stuff like that. So I think he's going to come out wanting to show Foles up. He doesn't like losing in the Super Bowl. Yeah, right. But Braves, they did shut out the Marlins, but I think they were a superior team to the Marlins. We saw that now. I mean, Marlins, look, give them credit. They went to the first round and made it past it, but
because I remember, Nick, at the beginning of when baseball started, the eve of baseball, someone on this show said that the Marlins and the Orioles were already mathematically eliminated.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they obviously blew through your ceiling for them. I think everybody's stealing.
I don't think anybody had the Marlins or the Orioles making the playoffs.
And I was going to say, it's like, I admit that, but I would say that I was in the 99 percentile of people who actually thought the same thing. I just voiced my opinion as a joke in what I thought, because it is a good joke. Oh, the season hasn't started already, and the Marlins and the Orioles are already mathematically eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Because it was a good joke. Well, the joke was on us, and the fact that the Marlins actually played well enough to make the playoffs, and the Orioles, they actually played well at the beginning, and then they figured out.
Yeah. Well, Angela, it's not that I'm counting out the A's. It's just, they're down 9-4 now. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting there. It's like 5:30, and I'm like, as soon as the inning's over, All of a sudden, I look up, it's 5:40, and I'm like, oh, I can't even finish watching the inning because they can't, get anybody out.
And that's kind of why I think the Astros may make it to the World Series. Captains Rays are the better team, but Astros are playing hot at the right time. Now, like Captain said about the Yankees, and it's true, Rays have better pitching. Rays do have better pitching than the Astros, too. Greinke got rocked today. But still, these bats, man, you look up and down that lineup. Brantley had 2 home runs today. Carlos Correa is hitting the lights off the ball. Altuve's performing. Bregman. I mean, they got that Yankees type line at the Astros, and they're all clicking right now. So it's gonna be a good series. I mean, unless obviously the A's come back here and tie it up 2-2. I hope they do for Angela's sake. I just think it's going to be a tall order. It's not looking too good.
But I just want Vicky. I know out on the West Coast they do some far off things out there. But I last I checked, I know the math is it's the new math. But last I checked, you're down 9-4. You still got to come up with 6 runs to win that baseball game, and time's not on your side.
Time ain't on our side. No, it ain't.
Got our virtual jukebox here.
Here we go. There we go.
Hey, you tune it up or get it ready. Like Mick ain't got on me, baby.
Yeah.
Live from the airport lounge.
That's what I said.
The lounge lizard.
There you go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out to Vegas. I'm going to be Captain Jack. And I will, go around and get money for, people. And I haven't done it. I've never taken a nickel for a picture. Never. But I think, if it's one of those things where you do in Vegas and, it's done, then, yeah, maybe I'll do that. And I'll sidelight, I'll be like Bill Murray in the original Saturday Night Live season 2, because I don't think he was in on the first season. The lounge lizard guy. I'll be that guy. Lawrence of Arabia went to kill the Turkish. There ain't no fucking words in that song, but he made them up.
So what Stiz said about tonight's game, I think it's a real tough one to kind of get a grasp of.
Stiz, really? We're going right from baseball. You can no segue, no nothing. Can we go 5 freaking minutes? 5 minutes and continue with finish up and then segue in.
He could care less about baseball. But the funny thing is, he knows nothing about baseball. I bet baseball the other night went 2-0. No, well, we'll go with tonight's game real quick if you don't mind. We can get back to baseball if we want. But the Bucks have beaten the Panthers, the Broncos, and then what I would call the Bucks' best win last week, where they were down 24-7 to the Chargers, came battling back. Now the Chargers were missing 3 offensive linemen, so we'll see. And then
Don't
the Bears,
forget that fumble, baby. That fumble before the half went from 17 to 10.
Yeah.
And to me, in my estimation, that was when they gave the game away.
Yeah. And then the Bears beat the Giants, which coach remembers, in a close game.
They almost gave that game away.
Right. And then they beat the Falcons and they beat the Lions, and all 3 of those wins were comeback wins. So how much credence do you give to those wins? All those wins were by 4 points exactly.
They beat horrible.
Yeah, they beat
on Sunday.
Well, against the Colts, correct. But let's not give the Colts credit. The Colts got the number 1 defense in football. Where the defenses look horrible this year. Colts are giving up 14 points a game and less than 250 yards. In the offenses they have nowadays, that's impressive. But yeah, so Bears have 3 wins of 4 points each game against, I don't know even know I'd call the best win. I guess the Lions, maybe, probably the best win, their first game of the season, and that's not saying much. So,
because that's the only team that's won a football game.
Yeah, tonight I'm gonna lean to the Bucks. I'm a little worried because I know Godwin's out. Evans is going to be a game time decision, but I think you're going to see Brady going to Gronk a little bit, and then obviously Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller had a big game last week, had a touchdown and a couple of nice catches. So I think he's going to look for Scotty Miller tonight and his old boy Gronk, because O.J. Howard's out now. Godwin's out. I think he's going to try to, because Gronk only has 88 receiving yards in 4 games. 4 games. They played 4 games. So not factored in much so far. So I think tonight you might see him try to get Gronk involved. And obviously I think he's hoping Mike Evans plays, because if not, he's like Carson Wentz, where your top receivers are out of the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, and remind them, Nick, that actually of those 80 yards that Gronk had, I would say a good 1/3 of them came on one play last week against the Chargers. I think he had like a 26-yard reception or something like that, where he was bowling them over. And yeah, that Stiz, great segue, says, but you don't forget that Brate is probably the best receiving tight end of that 3.
I don't know if he's better than Howard, but he's good. He is good.
Well, he's definitely – Howard can't block for shit.
Right. You said receiving tight end.
Right. What I'm saying is Brate can block and receive, and he's a damn good
that's
receiver.
all he did at Alabama. You got to be able to block at Alabama.
Yeah, well, he seems to have as soon as he left the state, he seems to have forgotten it.
Right. Well, he had the big championship game too. So that was what, he had the big national championship game. I think he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns, couple of long ones.
Right.
So that really helped his chances. So I mean, it's going to be a good game. It's a tough one. It really is. Bears defense is good. Khalil Mack, I know Kai, you like to say 52, 50 who as you call him. He only has a sack and a half, but he's got 22 quarterback pressures. That's a lot in 4 games. So, he does, put heat on the quarterback. And look, if you look at Brady's stats, he's really struggling against pressure now. He was his rating was like 90 4 years ago. Now it's like 37.
Yeah,
so,
they actually did that stat on pressure. Yeah,
I saw it on Fox Sports 1. So, because I'm not much of an ESPN guy. I like Colin Cowherd.
Or maybe it was. Well, I just saw the stat. What you were saying, it went from like 95, then went 80, then went 70, and it was like 46.
And he's 43 years old. So that's the one thing I think his. Look, Brady was never nimble. I mean, fast, but he always had very good pocket presence and moved around in the pocket well. And I just think he's 43 years old. I mean, he can only go so long. So I think it's obviously affected him, and his mobility isn't as good as it used to be.
Okay. 2 things I wanted to touch on. One, I think we said this already, but Herbert named the starter for the rest of the season, which you kind of knew that was going to
We said it was going to happen. I said that. I remember because Anthony Lynn tried playing nobody's going to lose their job to injury.
Right.
Well, he comes out, and in 2 or 3 of the games, he plays lights out. I mean, he was great last week. I mean, he had the one game in the middle. They almost beat the Chiefs. He had the one game in the middle, I guess. I'm trying to forget who it was, but he didn't look as good. But still, how are you going to go back and then put him on the bench? It makes no sense for the future of that franchise. And Anthony Lynn is coaching for his job too. So are you going to go back to Tyrod Taylor, or are you going to go back to the guy who gives you the best chance to win? And that's obviously Justin Herbert.
Yeah, absolutely. And last night after the show, we talked about Dwayne Haskins and and how he, they're saying, he got the raw end of the deal, which is kind of true. But he has a better 13-game record than Peyton Manning and John Elway did after 13 games. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying his stat line. I'm not saying wins or loss. I'm just saying 13 games, the stat line, not putting him in the category with Peyton Manning and John Elway. Please, I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying where he falls on the stat line after his first 13 games. So what's the matter? You don't feed the workers, Nevada Nick? You got counting all the cash? They got to scroll back and forth from the room to room over there?
They do. Yeah. And this is coming from the guy who's got his daughter on the roof holding up an antenna so he gets Wi-Fi. Come on, Coach.
Hey, move to the left a little.
Get the aluminum foil.
Hey, I'll say, don't laugh, man. That was me when I was a kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, Captain.
Trust me, I've seen it when I was a kid. And this is the truth. When I was a kid, I would go to South Philly, and they would have the betting parlors. My dad would go, and they'd all be betting the horses. And there was one guy that used to call him Sparky because he got struck by lightning, and he would be the guy that go, "Oh, Sparky, get up on a roof and move the antenna around," because they had the, you'd have to have the horse races that I don't know how they did it with satellite or one of those things, but they were having all the horse races coming that they were betting on. They called the one guy Sparky. One stat just so I don't forget it, I heard last night, another one that I loved. LeBron James, last 107 games, taking a lead into the fourth quarter, 106-1.
Wow.
Yeah, last 2 seasons he's been healthy because obviously last year he was hurt. But the last 2 seasons is last year with the Cavs and then this year with the Lakers, 106-1, taking in the last 107 games with a lead going into the fourth quarter. Talk about impressive. Now that's a stat.
That's a huge stat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, bring on the bunny.
No, the stats and the bunny ears. There you go. Yeah, that's a 2-for-1 right there.
In my day, and I'm sure Captain knows this, that aluminum foil wasn't for wrapping food up in our house. You had to wrap antennas, and all kinds of stuff so you could get a better TV picture.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually was the guy that made the really nice ribbon, like the triangles. That was my job. I was actually pretty good at it, so that I would make the triangles and then I would still put them over the other, and it was fucking great. I was also the guy that made the Star of David out of that as well, using aluminum foil and some what do you call it, cardboard. So I made a nice Star of David for Hanukkah, based upon with the aluminum foil. That takes presence right there. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Oh, is that gone? I think the A's might have just got. Oh, never mind. Caught on the warning track. Sorry, Angela. I thought they got a run back. But another thing that happened today too, the Cowboys maybe not lone, but one half decent defensive player, Aldon Smith, looks like he's going to be out for the year with a neck injury, it says. So things have just gotten worse quick for the Cowboys.
You must be about 10 seconds ahead of me because I just saw the warning track.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what. It just happened. It looked gone though, didn't it, Captain? And then it looked gone, and then obviously he caught it. But that is not good for. That is not good at all for the Cowboys because he was one of the defensive players who was showing a little promise. So, and I still don't understand them being 9.5-point favorites to the Giants. Makes no sense to me. That's a Cowboys line. That's telling you they think the Cowboys are going to win big.
Well, come on. Last week, Dak put up, 500 yards. He threw for 500 yards last week.
Well, I think they figure the Giants' offense, has really struggled. That finally, Dallas's defense will be able to somewhat stop an offense. And the way their offense is firing, that they're going to get up multiple scores. And then it's going to take the Giants out of their game. And that'll, and I kind of think that's what Vegas is thinking.
Right. I like the way Vegas thinks because that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because that was the problem. With Dallas last week was, they march down the field, they score, and they take a lead, and then they turn the ball over.
Back-to-back plays, too.
2 times in a row.
Yeah. No. That's going to be – that's a shame, too, because the Browns game, that was going to be the first game, and against the Colts, obviously, the Browns were, really a statement win it could be for the Browns if they win, where it really would say, hey, we're here. We're 4-1 now. Right. We're playing a good team. But the Colts, Darius Leonard, who is an all-pro linebacker, he might be out, and they're missing one other guy, too. So I'm hoping they're healthy for the game because, I want to see, obviously, get a gauge at what we're looking at in regards to the Browns. And the Colts a little bit, too, because I like their defense. I'm just not sure about Phillip Rivers in a big game in the playoffs. I don't know about him throwing the ball down the field, and I think that offense may shut down. And speaking of another thing, too, did you guys hear Lamar Jackson miss practice again today?
Yeah.
No, I missed that one.
He hasn't practiced all week, but they said he's still going to play.
Yeah, they say it's not serious, but this is what we've all said, that the way he's playing, can he maintain it? He's going to get hurt. if he runs as much as he's running, he's going to get hurt. And those injuries are going to end up shortening his career. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look at Cam and look what he dealt with. And Cam is, a much bigger man than Lamar Jackson is. And he missed, if you figure he was MVP in 2015, and then I think every year since then, 2016, 17, 18, 19, he had injuries every year. So, with Lamar, they really need to figure out a way to him to play different, not run as much. And that's always going to be a question to the Ravens. Is Lamar going to be able to throw when he needs to throw? That's the problem. When he needs to pass and needs to throw the ball, he just hasn't gotten it done. And I'm not trying to rap him because he's an MVP. He's a hell of a player. But if Ravens want to win Super Bowls, this is a team that was 14-2 last year. So their thing's winning Super Bowls. And I just don't know. I kind of wonder if there's a ceiling on Lamar Jackson. We'll see. I mean, he's a tremendous talent, but I just don't know if in the playoffs and in the big games they're going to be able to get it done.
Baltimore's offense, I equal it.
Equivalent.
Thank you.
I'm glad you guys said it. I was getting there.
The wing T in high school, because the wing T is built on running the football, misdirection, but you get behind, you're in trouble. It's not a passing offense. So now it's kind of a version of what the Ravens run, a version of this. And, it works great when they're not pressured to have to throw. They're not down by 2 and 3 scores. But when they get there, they're in a lot of trouble because they just can't generate that kind of offense until Lamar steps up. And, but I mean, he's got receivers, Marquise Brown.
And he's got Mark Andrews, who's a top 3 to 5 tight end in the
Boyle,
AFC.
Friend of the program, Nick Boyle, the other tight end.
Right.
Got his first touchdown last season, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Delaware product.
That's right. So, Jersey kid.
Really?
So, yeah. But yeah, that's going to be a question mark. And actually, Professor came to me today, and we were kind of talking about the same thing that you were just bringing up.
What? Oh, about Baltimore.
No, we're talking about the friggin' Edmonton Eskimos. Yeah, the damn Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, sorry. Damn, angry coach. No, yeah, it's true though. I just it's going to be interesting this year. And look, I got another thing I want to give out too. I already give out Dodgers beat Astros 10-1 in the World Series, and like I said before, I like Dodgers to win it all. We've established that for months. And look, I'm not saying I gave this to Stiz yesterday. I love the Yankees night. All right, Stiz loved the Yankees. And Stiz did say with Captain last night, Stiz thought the Rays were a lock. Maybe that was 2 nights ago. Yeah, it was 2 nights ago, I think. But still, I told this to Stiz last night. And look, I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but value-wise, that's what I'm a gambler. I'm a handicapper. That's what I look for is value. You can get the Bills at 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. For a team that's 4-0, there's value in that. They're a very good team. So I'm not saying the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl. I just think, hell, you can throw $20 down to win 500. If you want. I threw 100 down. That's it. Just $100 to win 2,500 because I'm a degenerate. But yeah, I think if you have that action, I think it's worth the value. So put a little money on the Bills to win it all, because I think after the Chiefs and the Ravens, they're that team right there. They're that next tier, and you never can know what happened. Remember last year, I said it. I think it didn't go down exactly how I thought it would, but the Patriots were the 2 seed. I thought they were going to lose on the Saturday game to the Bills, Captain. They won. They ended up losing to Miami the following week. But I said I thought the Chiefs were going to end up getting the bye, and I liked how they played. And I said I just didn't trust the Ravens. I really thought the Chiefs were playing better D, and I said this is what I thought was going to happen. And look, it's the same thing with the Bills. They're 4-0. They play the Chiefs this Thursday coming up. We'll see. I mean, you never know. And if Lamar Jackson, let's say he does get hurt, that changes the whole aspect of the thing around. It really does. You never know. I mean, the AFC, it's kind of Chiefs and then Chiefs, Ravens, and everybody else right now.
Hey, I got a question. Considering that, what's Gilmore? Okay, from the Patriots turned up COVID positive. Did anybody see the very quick greeting that Mahomes had with him?
And he apologized for it.
And he did. He said he's sleeping in a separate room from his wife. I said, good. In 10 years, you'll know what it's like.
Yeah, well, she's pregnant, though, too. That's,
that's fine and dandy for Patrick and his wife. Okay. Why isn't he on protocol?
What do you want him to do?
Why? He's tested every day. He tests negative. There's nothing.
I mean, Captain, I think it was an honest mistake. It's after the game. I didn't see the picture. Was it bad? What was he doing? He just embraced it, right?
They
gave him a bro hug.
A bro.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think your head's not going. Look, he had to speak for it because obviously it came up. I heard about it too. He came out and apologized and said it was a mental lapse. That's what he said. Yeah, I mean, it's better than being at a charity ball without your mask on, Captain.
Right.
And they were fined for it.
Yeah.
And they were fined. So
look,
punishment was needed.
Captain, no one was fined for the brawl at the end of the Giant Rams game last week. Nobody had masks on. Nobody, they were on top of each other. I mean,
why is that?
There had to be at least 60 guys in that melee.
Right.
Yeah, Captain's right about that, though. They do seem to be kind of hand-picking certain things. I agree with that. I do. Like, it's
not because of the Raiders, Captain, because I told you they're against the Raiders. That's what he's thinking. I'm just,
Oh, okay. I guess I must have missed the last 50 years of history.
Yep. It might have been a little skewed because they are changing history. They're rewriting it right now. So,
well, I think the A's just might have had the nail in their coffin put in.
Yeah, I saw it too.
That sucks. 11-4 now.
Oh, man.
That sucks. But no, I mean, the Patriots could argue the same thing, though, because of all the, Spygate and them coming after them and the draft picks.
And what exactly and how the punishment was meted out for the Patriots, especially when their owner likes to do flippy flop. And I'm quoting.
That's his personal life.
That's his personal life. He can do whatever he wants behind closed doors.
But I'm just saying it's.
I think Captain was pissed because he was there and Kraft got bumped out of the line.
You know what? Negative. I mean, I appreciate the joke, but it's over on the East Coast, and I have plenty of shit right down the street where it's probably the number one smut city other than Vegas is Tampa.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That.
Oh yeah.
Provided Nick's he's pulling up
taking a trip
right now.
Yeah.
St. Pete, here I come, baby.
Yeah. No, not St. Pete. Not St. Pete.
Aren't they right next to each other?
Yeah.
They're
got to cross the bridge, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Tampa is where the home of the original Dollhouse or the Dollhouse. The original is here, and all of
they wrote a song about it.
Mons Venus is world famous Mons Venus. So yeah, if you wanna go to some unique shit, it's right down the street. And I can tell you, I've been to such places.
Thanks for plugging places that don't pay us, Captain.
No, I'm just it's not like that they're not going to get paid.
Nick, what's the rule on the show?
Yeah, you can't bring up anything. He does that to everybody, Captain. He got mad the one time because I was talking about a crab cake from a place. And he said, "What are you bringing her name up for?" I'm like, "It was a good crab cake sandwich." They hooked me up, But, he can bring up people who hook him up, which he did the other day, which I do love filling gyms, which is by me, and they hook Coach up. But it's okay for him to do it, but we can't.
Yeah, and who is the friend of the program there, Coach?
Wait a second. All right.
Who's the friend of the program?
Wait a second. Now, I don't see – now, Captain, are you going to one of these places and letting us do a live show from there? Is that what you're working on?
Dude, I said I've lived here
for that.
over fucking 20 years, and I've been to such places twice, and only because one was for a going away party for a senior chief, and he wanted to go, and actually his girlfriend had more fun at the place than he did.
I'm
And
sure they
then
had to drag Captain there. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. I'm being honest.
He really likes to go to Chippendales instead. That's where he wanted to go.
You know what? First off, fuck off and fuck you. I'm being honest with what I'm saying.
No, I believe you.
20 years I've been here, I've been to such places twice. Why? I don't like to pay for pussy I ain't getting. There you go.
That's smart. I'll agree with you on that. I'll go with that. Yeah.
If you're going to pay for some pussy, you best be getting some snatch.
Mm.
Bottom fucking line. Sorry, ladies. The way it is.
Okay. All right.
My goodness.
So much
Put in the comments.
Family friendly program.
Yeah. Put in the comments, hashtag me too.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Ain't getting it.
Yeah.
Not in those places. There you go.
Hey, Coach, what's an old Dino's plug?
Huh?
TJ Mitchell, Coach, give an old Dino's plug.
That's an old place up in New York, man. An old hangout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plug, man.
So now, who do you guys like tonight, Captain? Who do you like, Bucks or Bears?
With the way that that quarterback's playing, I like the local team to win. I don't know what the spread is. I don't get into that like you don't.
Yeah.
But I straight up, I expect the local team to win, and I actually expect the Yankees to win their game to tie it up because the Rays are throwing up an opener. And I think that will probably just be
so are the Yankees.
And then you know what, Captain? No, honestly, I hope it does, just because I want to see good baseball. And then tomorrow again, I mean, it doesn't get much better than a Game 5, which we all maybe is really Game 7, really, because it's obviously the winner go home type game. But you got Garrett Cole, you got Snell, you got their horses, you got two very good lineups, two very good teams on a Friday night. I don't think there's anything better in baseball. So that's what I'm rooting for. I just want to see good baseball, and I want to see both of you tomorrow, obviously sweating it out, having to watch your teams tomorrow. Well, your team and Captain's alternate team after the Phillies.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what it is. I go right now.
Okay.
Phillies.
Playing each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But I do like the Yankees tonight. I think, like Captain said, not that the Rays are giving it, but they know they got Snell tomorrow. Now Montgomery hasn't been great for the Yankees either, but still, I think
his first season start tonight.
And Garcia is available too, which they've said now too, which mind blowing to me. When you pull him out after one run, now you're going to pitch him tonight. But yeah, I think it does favor the Yankees tonight. But honestly, and you've seen it too, they better not get in a hole like they did. I'm not talking about a run or two, but you don't want to get down 3 or 4 runs because then, you start feeling the pressure. Yeah. And I think the last couple of nights, the Yankees, I know you did get the home run from Stanton, but like last night, they're gripping those bats tighter. They're swinging at pitches they normally don't do, and they're not as comfortable.
The umpiring has been horrible.
No, he has been.
Horrible.
But the Rays beat them. I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, balls and strikes wise,
I agree with that.
He has to get rid of the box. Because, the ball's landing in their box they're putting up, and they're not calling it a strike. Yeah. So, if you're somebody who doesn't know the game and not watching it, don't understand, well, what's the box for? Why is I know that's the strike zone?
Well, I know you're a component of keeping umps, but I think they should just get rid of them. Because I'll give you an example. Marlins are facing an elimination today. They got 2 on, no outs. So they're down 4, okay? It's 2-0. And he throws ball 3. He calls it a strike. No, excuse me. It was 1-0. He throws ball 2. It should have been 2-0. Instead, it's 1-1. So then he throws the same pitch, and the guy chases for it because he knows it was strike the pitch before. So he would have been 3-0 with a guy on first and second, no outs, and instead now he's 1-2 because the ump called a strike a ball a strike. And it's a huge swing from being, 3-0 to 1-2. And that's the kind of stuff where a bad call can really screw you.
They're professional. I would agree with you at the high school level or little league level, but you're professional, and it's human. You're on my strike zone. It doesn't matter. You can't have a computer and say and tell those guys, here's your strike zone.
Some of these umps are so wildly inconsistent. That's my point. One ump's going to give the corner and outside and low, and that's what I don't like.
Two different sets of eyes looking at it. What you see and what I see are two different things.
Captain, how do you feel about that? You think that umps, or do you think they should just go to they show the damn every pitch anyway? That's my point. Then why show it? They show every pitch. Oh, this was a strike. Like, why would you do that? That's what I don't understand. What do you think, Captain?
I think that I like having something that is set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's probably going to go against what coach says, but if you have something that it and that's why I said that there should be like little transmitters in the baseball. There should be a transmitter in the football. That there should be, with all the technology that we have today, there shouldn't be that much left to reason. Okay, they should be able to track where a football is on the field with a cross section of like what do you call it? Electronics below the field, where they can actually track where the fucking ball is and how close it is to a first down each time. When it gets a first down, there should be something that says it goes over. If a ball hits the strike zone and they have like meters that go up from the plate up into the ether, and they have a transmitter in the ball and it hits the black, there should be no whether it's a ball or strike. It'll tell you whether it's a ball or a strike. And I think that you need the umpires for the plays where, it's a close play at the plate and they still have the eyes in the sky for the replay. But, you need the guys there for at least first anticipation. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing an umpire that's all digital, and they were doing it in the minors a couple years ago, and then I didn't hear anything about it afterward. You guys know that they had in the minor leagues, they had like the automated umpire for like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah,
they had the guy behind the plate, just that basically you could smoke a cigarette, eat a ham sandwich, because he wasn't doing anything. Right. But he was there just in case it screwed up.
And Captain, that's my point, especially when you get into these big games now. You're in the playoffs and you got this ump there, but then every pitch too, they got the box there, and then they can go right away and say, "Oh, well, that was a ball or that was a strike." It's like, why would you do that? Like, you know what I mean? Then get rid of that graphic on the channel.
There you go. It's,
you know what I'm saying?
Ratings. It's for ratings. They do
and
that
the controversy too, to create the controversy. And
exactly.
It's just like, why would you want that? Just like with football now, because of mistakes and things that have happened, like where was it Vinny T, where he fumbled the ball and they called it a touchdown and they won the game. Football wants to fix that. You don't want things like that. You don't want a strike being called a ball, or a ball be calling a strike that ends up being a huge pitch in a game and swings a series. Look what happened with the Saints because of the pass interference call. They put that in last year. Now, obviously, they took it away because I think the officials didn't like it. But still, to me, I just don't get it. Like I said, I get rid of the graphic then. If you want to keep the umps, get rid of the graphic.
And I'm glad you said that, because that was my next point. Is if you're gonna have that, then don't show it. Yeah. Don't show it, because that's when you get everybody and their grandmother all pissed off, because they're saying, well, looks to me like that was a bit outside there, Jimmy. What do you think? Well, let's go to the replay, and it shows the box and where it should be, and it's arbitrary thing anyway, and it's just for ratings for the networks. Get rid of it. Yeah. Get rid of it.
All right, gentlemen. You got any more picks for tonight there, Devon and Nick?
Yankees. I'm going to go with the Dodgers again. I just think, they've won every game for me. I like the Yankees. I like the Dodgers, and I'm going to go with Tampa Bay It's -3.5 by the hook, just in case. -3. I'll go with Tampa Bay. I just think if Mike Evans don't play, don't bet it. If Mike Evans is out, though, don't bet it. So wait till we get closer to game time, see if he's playing. If he does play, I would definitely go Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he was really hobbled last week.
Yeah, he did catch a big pass though, but one that Brady just screw up too, which he hasn't had that in a long time to just be able to throw a ball up and have a receiver come down with it. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for checking us out. We're going to get off a little early tonight because the Yankees are starting early. So
what time they start?
7:05.
Oh, nice. And then Captain's show too, Coach.
We're getting ready to enjoy the Yankees. Everybody have a great weekend. Don't forget Sunday.
Oh, well, I thought you were trying. I'm trying to let him know. Damn, man. I'm just trying to help the guy out.
Trying to finish, man. I mean,
I thought you were ending it. I just thought you were going to say bye and then leave the guy hanging. Damn.
It's Thursday, isn't it?
It's Thursday, isn't it?
All right. So anyway, we're going to cut out. We're cutting out early to go watch a Yankee game. And then in between innings, you can go check out Captain. Go ahead, Captain.
Captain Jack Rackham Levy on YouTube. It'll be my regular You Don't Know Jack About Sports show for Thursday night. Why not watch a bunch of different things? I'll have on the TVs to keep you guys surprised as to what's going on, the important shit. I'll go back and forth. If I had a second TV, or you know what I'll do, I'll put on the other thing here, so I'll have like both things. But here's the important reason why you need to watch tonight, because I am giving away my Marcus Allen helmet, and I have the spinning wheel, and I'm going to have a winner decided. So I'll go 1 through 20, and whoever the top person is, as long as they get with me, get back to me within 48 hours, and they're a Raiders fan, they win the Marcus Allen helmet that I've been trying to give away for about a year.
That isn't fair. I'd rather have the helmet, Captain. I'm not a Raiders fan.
That helmet.
I know, me too.
Marcus Allen. I mean, geez, man, that ain't right.
Yeah. I said the same thing today. It's just because I'm a Raiders fan, I can't get the helmet.
Yeah.
Well, I said Raider fans get the helmet, and non-Raider fans would have gotten a $50 gift certificate.
Get the shit.
I still want the helmet.
So do I.
That's ridiculous, man.
Well, sucks being you. You didn't make the final 20.
You know what? When you subscribe to my channel, I don't give a shit what fan you are.
Yeah.
Man.
But he's cheap. He's only giving $20 out, $1 a year for the next 20 years.
Yeah. And I'm giving, and if, like I said, if the non-Raider fan wins, if they're number one, they're going to get a nice $50 gift certificate immediately. Not a quarter a year for the next 100 years.
All right. Well, anyway, thanks guys for checking us out. Go watch the Yankees, and we'll see you guys. Don't forget Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. We'll have Stiz, your girlfriend's go-to for fantasy football. Nevada Nick, of course, will have his picks. So make sure you join us on a Sunday morning. And all right, be safe, everyone. Later.
See ya.